Juan Fernandez from the película in Puerto Rico. Hey, Lupita, thank you so much for taking the time to talk about The Wild Robot. And I mean, it's a way to start, but I know that it's supposed, family animated films are supposed to have a positive message. That's sort of like a given, but there was a very healing quality to the movie and to the story and to the way that it's executed. I'm still very much moved by it, so it's an honor to get to talk to you about it. So I wonder if that was tangible from the script, or did you have to have some sort of presentation because it is a beautiful film?
Well, luckily for me, I had the book by Peter Brown to read before I received the script. And what I found in that book is that there's a tenderness to the way he writes and a universal, timeless quality to the themes that he addresses and explores. And so the source material was so rich that it was promising for what this could potentially be.
All right, so next question it would definitely be, it's kind of funny how we're all the topic of AI sort of reprogramming itself. It's an inducing fear sort of scenario which has been explored with Ross. It's sort of a metaphor for mental health. So that's interesting to explore because somebody like you have this program, but you could be so much better. So I wonder if that theme spoke to you as well.
Yeah, the idea that you can be far more than what you were programmed to be really does speak to me because it is an idea that I was brought up in. Not necessarily in those words, but my parents really taught me that I am not limited to the world in which I was born or the world in which I live. That really the world is my oyster and I am a citizen of the world. And so I was raised with a lot of multicultural exposure and understanding that I think has made it possible for me to move so far away from home and still make home wherever I go.
Yeah. So there is sort of a humor to the quality of your performance, which is this time is your voice. There's always sensitivity to whatever you do on screen, but there's a humor that is sort of very unexpected to what you do with Roz, even after she starts to reprogram herself. So I wonder if that was a way in, or did you how did you work that
Saunders.
aspect of it?
I would say that is thanks to Chris Saunders, the director. He is prolific and extremely funny, and he has the vision for all these characters, and he is so good at infusing this film with moments where your heart swells and you want to cry, and then immediately after that there's a comic relief to it. So it was really fun to work with him in the booth because he's malleable and he's adjustable. Sometimes we found jokes together, other times he would come up with it himself. It was a really buoyant time in the booth recording this over the last 2.5 years.
Cool. So I was lucky enough to talk to you about For a Quiet Place and now for this one. So there is, like I said, there are different projects, but there's a sensitivity to the work that you do. So I wonder when Lupita sits down to watch a movie, to watch a play, uh, because you know how the sausage is made, are have you lost the capacity to be moved, or are you infinitely more open to being moved by storytelling when you're the one who's receiving it and not being part of the process of telling the story? I guess is my question for you.
Actually, making movies has made me a lot more compassionate and
Mm.
open to the work of others because I know how much it takes to do all of it. It's a miracle that any movie gets made, any piece of art sees the light of day. So I tend to, first of all, I watch things very sparingly because I also get overstimulated. And when I do, I try to stay as open as possible. I haven't lost the joy of watching other people work.
Well, I asked you that because I think it's reflected in your work that there is so much joy in you. So I appreciate so much for you taking the time to talk about it. And you guys have a great day. My time is up. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Juan.